The NBA trade deadline is getting closer, and with every passing day, the noise around potential blockbuster moves grows louder. For years, the Boston Celtics have been one of the most disciplined franchises in the league when it comes to asset management. They have built patiently, protected their future, and avoided panic-driven decisions. But now, for the first time in a long while, a new idea floating around the league has Celtics fans and analysts asking a very uncomfortable question. Could one trade completely undo everything Boston has built? A recent mock trade has ignited serious debate across NBA circles. On paper, it looks exciting. It brings in a proven star, a former Defensive Player of the Year, a player who fits the modern NBA mold in many ways. But once you peel back the layers, the reality becomes far more complicated and potentially far more dangerous for the Celtics' long-term future. The name at the center of this storm is Jaren Jackson Jr. Trade season, especially the hypothetical version of it, has a way of making bold ideas feel inevitable. Every contender is assumed to be one move away. Every star on a non-elite team suddenly becomes available in the minds of fans. And Boston, after outperforming expectations this season while dealing with major injuries, is now being viewed as a team that might be willing to swing big. The logic seems simple on the surface. The Celtics are winning, but they are doing so under unusual circumstances. Jayson Tatum has been sidelined. Jaylen Brown has taken on a massive offensive burden. The rotation has been stretched. The margins feel thin. So naturally, the idea emerges that one more elite piece could push Boston over the top. According to league chatter shared by respected insiders, the Celtics have long admired Jaren Jackson Jr. Multiple sources have suggested that Boston would love to add him if the opportunity ever presented itself. That alone is not surprising. Jackson is a rare talent. He is a versatile defender who can protect the rim, switch on to perimeter players, and space the floor offensively with a reliable three-point shot. At his best, he is a game-changer on both ends of the floor. A mock trade proposed recently would send Jackson to Boston along with role player John Concher. In return, the Celtics would give up Anthony Simons, Sam Hauser, young prospects Hugo Gonzalez and Jordan Walsh, 2 future first-round picks in 2027 and 2031, and the right for Memphis to swap first-round picks with Boston in 2032. That is a massive price. And while blockbuster trades often require painful sacrifices, this one raises a red flag that cannot be ignored. Let's start with what Jaren Jackson Jr. would bring to Boston, because the appeal is real. Defensively, he is one of the most impactful big men in the NBA. His shot-blocking instincts are elite. His timing is exceptional. He changes how teams attack the paint simply by being on the floor. In Boston's defensive system, he would thrive as a roaming presence, similar to the role once played by Robert Williams and, at times, Kristaps Porzingis. Offensively, Jackson is not just a screen setter or dunk finisher. He can stretch the floor. He can knock down open threes. And playing next to stars like Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum would likely improve the quality of shots he gets. The gravity those two create would open space for Jackson to operate more efficiently than he ever has before. From a basketball standpoint, it is easy to imagine Jackson fitting in seamlessly. He would make Boston more versatile. He would raise their defensive ceiling. He would give them another legitimate two-way presence in high-leverage playoff moments. But basketball fit is only one piece of the puzzle. The real concern begins when you look at the cost, not just in players but in flexibility, sustainability, and long-term control over the franchise's future. The Celtics have worked extremely hard to avoid being trapped by the league's harshest salary cap penalties. The second apron is not just a financial inconvenience, it is a roster-building prison. Teams above it lose access to key tools like sign and trades, mid-level exceptions, and flexibility in aggregating salaries. Once you are stuck there, improving your roster becomes exponentially harder. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s contract would push Boston dangerously close to that line, if not straight over it. And not just for one season, but for years. His salary escalates significantly through the end of the decade. Pair that with the max contracts already committed to Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum, and suddenly the Celtics are operating with almost no margin for error. Now add the cost in draft capital. 2 first-round picks and a pick swap might not sound devastating at first glance, especially for a team trying to win now. But draft picks are not just about selecting rookies. They are currency. They are leverage. They are often the only way capped-out teams can improve around the edges. Giving up that many future assets severely limits Boston's ability to adapt as the league evolves. Even more concerning is the inclusion of young, cost-controlled players like Hugo Gonzalez and Jordan Walsh. These are exactly the types of players championship teams rely on to balance expensive stars. They provide energy, development upside, and most importantly, cheap production. Losing them means Boston would be forced to fill out the roster with minimum contracts, which is rarely a recipe for sustained success. And then there is Anthony Simons and Sam Hauser. Both have played important roles this season. Both have proven they can contribute in meaningful moments. Moving them would not just thin the rotation, it would strip away continuity, chemistry, and depth that has already been tested under difficult circumstances. All of this leads to a crucial question. Is Jaren Jackson Jr. worth mortgaging the future? The answer depends on what version of contention Boston is chasing. If the goal is to make a single aggressive push, regardless of the consequences, then maybe the risk is justifiable. But that has never been how this franchise operates. The Celtics are not built on desperation. They are built on sustainability. There is also the matter of timing. This team has already shown it can compete at a high level even without full health. Jaylen Brown is playing the best basketball of his career. The supporting cast has stepped up. The system is working. Making a move of this magnitude right now could disrupt more than it improves. And history offers plenty of cautionary tales. Teams that sacrifice too much flexibility too early often find themselves stuck when injuries strike, when stars age, or when the league shifts stylistically. Once the assets are gone, there is no easy reset. That does not mean Boston should never make another big trade. It means the margin for error is extremely thin. Any move they make must elevate the team without trapping it. It must reinforce what already works rather than introduce new problems disguised as solutions. Jaren Jackson Jr. is an excellent player. In another context, at another price, he could be a dream addition. But at this cost, under these cap conditions, the risk may simply outweigh the reward. The Celtics have spent years building one of the strongest foundations in the NBA. One impulsive decision could crack that foundation in ways that are not immediately visible but painfully obvious down the road. Sometimes the smartest move is the one you do not make. If you enjoyed this deep breakdown and want more honest, no-hype analysis on Celtics news, NBA trade rumors, and the real stories behind the headlines, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you make this trade, or is the risk too high for Boston?